Alright, next on my list is the oatmeal. If you've listened to me talk on breastfeeding before, you would know oatmeal is something I do not joke with because it's something I have used personally and I can attest to its potency. Oatmeal is basically oats made into porridge. Yeah, there's so many ways, creative ways to have oat. Anyway, you can make it into solids and have the soup, the African 10 best foods for breastfeeding mothers. Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Diana. I am a mother firstly, a counseling psychologist, speaker. Welcome to my program, welcome to my channel, Boss Lady Diana. On the program today, we're going to be discussing 10 foods for breastfeeding mothers. Okay, so as we all know, breastfeeding is a natural process where a mother gives a baby her natural milk generated from her own body to provide all of the nutrients that the baby would be needing in the first few months or years of life. Some parents decide to breastfeed their babies while others decide to use the bottle feeding method. Whichever you prefer, they're both good. Okay, so today this video is for mothers who decide to breastfeed their babies in order to guide them on how to get the best milk supplies for their baby. Okay, when we're talking breastfeeding, there are two categories of breast milk generation. Yes, we have the lactogenic and the galactogago. The lactogenic foods are foods that help kickstart the breastfeeding journey. Yes, these are foods that you take that help you as a mother to produce breast milk. There are some mothers, there are some women who do not produce breast milk after birth. So these are foods that are recommended most times by the gynecologist that would help you lactate and produce breast milk. Then the other one I mentioned is the galactogago foods. Those are foods that are recommended for mothers who do not have adequate breast milk supply for their babies. So these meals help to boost the breast milk supply, make it abundant for the baby. So today we'll be mentioning foods that are both lactogenic and galactogago in nature. So if you're a new mom, you're worried, you're sad because you do not have adequate breast milk for your babies, this is one program you should not miss. In considering the 10 foods that are recommended for breastfeeding mothers, 10 best food for breastfeeding mothers, the top on my list is avocado. Yes, avocado, as we all know, is a fruit that is high in fat, high in nutrients and vitamins essential for the development of the baby mentally, and also is very good for the skin. As nursing mothers, you get hungry quite often and you need foods that are filling and also nutritious. Avocado is one food that fits into that description perfectly because it's high in fat. So a little avocado you take will provide lots of nutrients for you and will also ensure you're filled up. So if you need a food that is high in nutrient and also aids the lactation process, avocado is one food you should not joke with. You should include it in your diet. Okay, next on my list I'll be mentioning legumes and beans. Yes, I know most of us do not like to eat beans, especially growing up in Africa where beans used to be the main food where every child would run away from whenever it's on the menu list, because our parents had this way of making us see beans as ooh, as a do or die thing. So I think it kind of instilled fear in people. They always saw beans as something they have to eat in order not to get punished. You hear stories like beans would help you grow taller, and you know, back then the beans we had were filled with ants. So to some, like me especially, I found it irritating having to eat food laced with ants. But as I grew older and understood, or rather understand, all of the nutrients in beans, it has turned out to be one of my favorite. So as a nursing mother, if you need a meal that is high in nutrient and can boost your lactation level, beans is one food you should hold close to you. But the disadvantage of beans is sometimes it causes excessive gas, heartburns and flatulence. So you have to do a test. You have to take it in minimal portions initially to check if your baby does not react to it, because everything we're doing today is for the benefit of the baby, And if you take any food that will be detrimental to the baby, then it's a deviation of the entire process of generating milk for the baby. So it's recommended you take these foods and observe how it works, how the baby accepts, and if it's good for the baby, boom, you're in luck. Okay, so if you're struggling with breast milk or you're trying to generate breast milk, beans should be one of your go-to fruits. All right, next on my list is tuber crops: orange, yellow, white. And when I say tuber crops, I'm referring to the yams, I'm referring to the potatoes, I'm referring to carrots. They are all rich in fiber that is good for the body and the baby. Yes, there's this culture in Africa where women are meant to eat yam soaked and boiled in spices. Yes, it's not coincidental that yam is one of the meals that is recommended for women. Yam is actually one food that you should draw close to you if you are a new mom. Yam has some properties in it that aids the whole lactation process. Eating yam in whatever form, blended, fried, boiled, pounded, however you like it, is good for you. Yes, it ensures milk is generated. I also mentioned potato, sweet potato. I mentioned carrot. Carrot is very good, fantastic. It helps in so many ways. It boosts breast milk generation, and it's also good for the eyes and the skin. Rich in keratin makes the skin glow. So if you want your baby to glow alongside getting nutritious breast milk, then carrot should be one of your go-to foods. All right, next on my list are seeds. Yeah, when I say seeds, I know you're wondering, am I talking about orange seeds or watermelon seeds? Okay, when I'm talking seeds, I mean seeds such as fenugreek, fennel, flax seeds, and the likes. Yes, they are quite good for nursing mothers. Other seeds that you should also consider taking while breastfeeding are sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds. Some of you would say, how do I get all of these seeds? My father used to say something. He would say, it is when you have the need for something that you will find it. They're in the market, they're readily available in stores. Most of them are nicely packed. They're available in online stores. Just go on the internet and click flaxseed and your location, and boom, you'll see sellers. Then also, if you're in Nigeria here, there are some sellers, the northern sellers who sell carrots, vegetables. Yeah, they always have it in stock. So if you see a credible one that stocks seeds, just ask them. Chia seed, fennel seed, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, fenugreek. They are all fantastic foods that a nursing mom should go close to. All right, next on my list is spices. Yes, we talked about seeds and now we're going to spices. Yes, there are some spices that when incorporated into meals, they are fantastic breast milk boosters. Yes, some of the seeds on my lists are, some of the spices on my lists are turmeric, black pepper, African negro pepper, locally called Oda. Yeah, those spices are quite potent. Apart from boosting breast milk, they also help to cleanse the tummy, especially if you're a new mom. Yes, taking it regularly helps to flush out some of the residue from the entire pregnancy process. So if you're a new mom and you still feel you have some residues on the inside of you that you need to flush out, these are seeds you should be taking. Yeah, you could make them into soups, you could make them into drinks, tea. Just try and incorporate it into your meals as often as you can, and I assure you they would help with the breast milk production and also help in detoxifying the body. All right, another one I'll be mentioning today is the green leafy vegetables. Yes, in no particular, I wouldn't mention any particular one, but any leafy vegetable you find that is not poisonous is good for you. So I understand most people find consuming vegetables boring, but there are creative ways you could have them. You could make them into a sauce, you could make it into a smoothie, you could mix it with your favorite blend of food, you could mix it with your rice, your tuber crops, your beans. Just try and incorporate vegetables into your meal. They're quite good for breast milk boosting. So do not run from your vegetables, eat them as often as you can, and they will do your body more good in this breastfeeding journey. All right, the next thing I'm going to be mentioning is brewers yeasts. Yes, brewers yeast. Brewers yeast are the ingredients used in the formulation of the average malt drinks. We're talking beer, we're talking malts, yeah, the malt, you know. Yeah, so as a lactating mother, it's advisable you stay away from alcohol at this point. So even if you drink before, try to cut it down a little. Brewer's yeast is found in malt in abundant quantities, yeah, not qualities. Yeah, what I do is I actually stack a lot of it when I'm nursing a baby, and I ensure it's always available in my freezer or my fridge. Yeah, I drink it with lots of water and it works like magic. In fact, there are sometimes I'll feel lazy to eat properly. I just go to malt and it's my go-to meal. I'm not advising you this as a habit, but there are sometimes you'll be occupied with other things and you're hungry, you're starving, and you do not have access to foods. You could drink malt because the brewer's yeast in it would help you generate breast milk. But also try and eat a lot of food after that as soon as you have the time to do it, so you could replenish your body and ensure the next time your baby would be nibbling on their favorite food, there's adequate milk for the baby. All right, drum rolling. Next on my list would be the multivitamins. Yes, it's almost impossible for an average human to take all of the nutrients required for a breastfeeding mom. Yes, I would refer to something I often say. If you look at the pack of an average multivitamin, you see all of the nutrients you're expected to take every day. An average person do not have the time nor the capacity to ensure all of that is ingested. So the fastest way to get access to them is to get a multivitamin. I'm not a fan of getting addicted to multivitamins, but at some critical points you need to get them. They would help provide the body with all of the nutrients needed to function properly. Remember, you're nursing a baby that is just starting life. You don't want to have a baby that is deficient in vitamins. So if you're not ingesting enough, it would probably affect the normal functionality and development of your baby. All right, next on my list is water. I always ensure and always emphasize water is expected in nursing mom takes about 15.5 to 16 glasses of water every day. Yeah, 15.5 or 16 glasses. If you're sincere with yourself, you realize you barely take up to that every day. Yeah. So if you are on this breastfeeding journey, water is something you should always have on the inside of you. And by getting on the inside of you, it means you should drink it often. And when I say water, I do not mean other fluids standing in place of water. Water in this sense is water. You could take other drinks, oof, that's up to you. But water is clear, odorless, tasteless, and as natural as it gets. Yes, the more water you take, the more breast milk you would have generated for your baby. Okay, all right, next on my list is the oatmeal. If you've listened to me talk on breastfeeding before, you would know oatmeal is something I do not joke with because it's something I have used personally and I can attest to its potency. Oatmeal is basically oats made into porridge. Yeah, there's so many ways, creative ways to have oat. Anyway, you could make it into solids and have the soup the African way. You could have it with milk. You could mix with fenugreek. I talked about that in one of my videos, combining oatmeal and fenugreek together to make a drink. Add a little sweetener. It can be dates, it could be sugar, and your milk. Mix all of that together and drink it as often as you can, and boom, you'll be competing with a cow on lactation. Yes, oatmeal is one food that should be your go-to food when you're lactating, when you're breastfeeding, and you need to have adequate milk supply for your baby. All right, the next one I'll be talking about today is nuts. Yes, when you hear nuts, I know an average person would think granite, peanuts. But anyway, there are lots and lots of nuts available. We're blessed with nuts from the Almighty God. Lots of nuts. We have the cashew nut, the almond nut, we have the peanut, we have the nuts. Yeah, so any nut you find and you can tolerate, eat it. But also with nuts, some babies are allergic to nuts from a tender age. So when you take nuts, it's advisable you observe your baby to be sure your baby is not reacting to nuts. Yeah, but if your baby is not reacting and your baby accepts it, please eat as much nuts as you can. When you eat it, you would understand the reason it is recommended to eat nuts. Nuts are fantastic. They are good for nursing moms. They help in lactation, milk boosting, milk generation, and they are affordable. Yeah. All right, I said I was going to give 10, and 10 I have provided. I wanted to make this video quite short and wanted to extend beyond 10 minutes, but obviously obviously it has gone beyond my target, but I'm excited I was able to give you all of that information you've been needing. So as a new mom, try to incorporate these meals into your diet. Look for creative ways to make these meals part of your everyday life, and your baby will thank you for it. I have been there before. I understand how it feels to lactate and you do not have enough breast milk supply. You see your baby crying, hungry, and you feel helpless, especially people who do not have other people to talk to. You're trying, you're racking your head and you're wondering, how do I get my baby to have enough milk? If you follow all of these tips I mentioned, I can assure you in a month, a few weeks from now, there'll be great changes that'll be beneficial to your baby. All right, that's all we will take on the show today. Remember, the topic is 10 foods essential for a breastfeeding mom. 10 foods for a breastfeeding mom or breastfeeding parent. Yes, so if you go with all of those things, you can never go wrong with them. All right, that's all I'll be taking on the show today. My name is Diana. I'm excited to have you stay with me all through the beginning till now. If you would like to see me again, I will appreciate you turning on your subscription button. Yes, click that button and subscribe, become part of the family. I drop tips and tricks that are beneficial to humans, not just women, to females. I'm a life coach, so whenever I have information that is beneficial to all genders, men, women, and kids, I always update my family members. All right, so till I come your way again, it's been a fantastic experience shooting this video and giving you all of this information. Till I come your way again, my name is Diana, and it's bye for now. Thank you for watching.